What's up, guys? Guru Gang, peeps, Padawans. It's Way Back Wisdom Wednesday, and what I'll be sharing with you today is when it comes to one of my past Yodaisms was posted on Saturday, July 30th, 2016, and it's entitled Legacy, What We Leave Behind for Future Generations or friends, family, or whatever the case may be, to remember you by. And the backstory of this particular Yodaism is that during the time I was having a conversation with a friend of mine online about how I've been writing for so many years, and it suddenly dawned on me that it's been 20 years since I was started writing my first Yodaism back in 1996 after graduating high school. So, without further ado, the Yodaism entitled Legacy. Mark Twain once said, 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the things you did do. So throw off the bowline, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sail, explore, dream, discover. Without a doubt, you never really think how far you've come in regards to pushing yourself mentally, especially when it involves something that was randomly created 20 years ago. Where it's truly an amazing and humbling thought indeed concerning the longevity of something that was practically non-existent back in the day only become a considerable source of knowledge, and not to mention a quintessential part of one's semi-daily life. Essentially, it's considered to be a sanctuary of sorts that best represents my own version of Superman's Fortress of Solitude. All right, on the next paragraph. As I said before, the ever growing source of personal knowledge attained over a 20-year period, stored within the sanctuary that I refer to as the inner sanctum, represents my own version of Superman's Fortress of Solitude. Thinking about it further, it's the metaphorical place where there are countless chambered doors, and behind each one of them are the individual thoughts, or should I say, Yodaisms located inside. It's when I reflect back as well as reminisce on any particular thought, I, in all intents and purposes, stand in front of a specific door, so to speak, inevitably opening a part of a possibly meaningful past at the time. A written past containing a plethora of mixed emotions that started in the very beginning with the thought of absolute uncertainty from a 19-year-old kid about to graduate high school. Continuing on. Oftentimes, when I've entered my online sanctuary to look back at all that I've written in the past 20 years, I'm not disappointed or utterly embarrassed at what's been posted because, like I mentioned before, it's part of my past. As a matter of fact, it's a mental timeline of how far I've come to the point where there's a possibility of reaching a point where there's nothing left to say because my mind is all tapped out. However, there's always going to be something said by someone or read somewhere that will be the initial spark, setting off something for me to write, then post it for those who are initially interested to read. In any case, all the thoughts that have been accumulated, whether they were good, bad, and everything in between, were all coming from a place where I've taken a step back in order to keenly observe as well as comprehend life, love, and certainly relationships in my own weirdly unique way. If you think about it. Being able to document your thoughts in such a public forum for 20 years accounting gives a person like myself the opportunity to have people share their own personal stories involving a particular Yodaism posted. I think it's safe to say that for quite a number of people, they deem it a place where he or she can freely visit, reading their personal favorites according to a certain few I know who said they visited many times. Why? The answer varies, but the one main reason is some of the fact that I have a way of making people think in such a way it causes a person to want to read it over for a more clear understanding of it all. A perfect example would be the Yodaism Art of Love, comparing matters of the heart to a martial arts tournament, which, if you're curious, I encourage you to check it out and give it a read. And finally, in retrospect, the inner sanctum has, is, and will always be a real place that has considerable meaning when it comes to bearing my own heart, mind, and or soul. True, it may not be well known or in fact even popular, but Word of mouth has spread about it to where it has sort of a field of dreams. If you build it, they will come type following. Of course, it will still be online when I'm no longer living this earthly existence, because after all, it is the internet where nothing ever truly dies. Granted, it may even be forgotten, but for a period of time, it was relevant to me as it became my sounding board slash soapbox to express what's been weighing on my mind. In the end, every person hopes to achieve a legacy that can proudly look back on, and in 20 years from now, I hope I still have something to put behind another chamber door, because as far as I'm concerned, I still have more to say. And there you have it, folks. Go again, peeps, Padawans, the Yodaism entitled Legacy. As always, um, go to the bottom of this the video where the comments are and give your thoughts on this particular Yodaism. Give your thoughts, musings, hate it, dislike it. What would, when it comes to your legacy, what are you going to thinking of leaving behind, whether it be monetarily, whether it be what are you going to give to the next generation, what are you leaving behind. So, and as always, on the description of this video, go to my social media links: Facebook, Twitter, uh, DeviantArt page, the Chuck Fan Fiction, my Yodaism blogspot, which my latest Yodaism, a heartfelt image comparing the human heart to a mirror. And as always, when going back to the DeviantArt page, I'm locking into the drawing of Billy Batson turning into Shazam. And speaking of Shazam, I'm looking forward to that movie coming this Thursday, and I had a day off, so I'm be going to that early showing. And with that said, hope you guys have a good one, and hope you enjoy this particular Way Back Wisdom Wednesday that I shared with you guys. For those that came back to watch this, my subscribers, awesome. I tip my hat to you. For those that are watching this for the very first time, subscribe. You won't regret it. And I'll share with you more of what's been on my mind, or what will be on my mind, what's been on my mind in the past. So have a good one, guys. Later.